Good morning, class. Representative John Lewis couldn't be with us today. So today, I'm speaking to you as Mary Shelley. Brilliant woman, uses the body of the corpse to call out inequalities in the world. And we'll see that soon. Yesterday was a heavy day, I have to admit. And he's working day and night for 2 years. Night, he's digging up body parts, killing animals to get his materials for his 8-foot tall monster that he then assembles during the day because there's no electricity. And we're on chapter 5 today, class. The very beginning of chapter 5. I'm going to read to you. It was a dreary night of November, Scorpio, odd, right? That I beheld the accomplishment of my toils. With an anxiety that almost amounted to agony, I collected the instruments of life around me that I might infuse a spark of being into the lifeless thing that lay at my feet. It was already 1 a.m, and rain pattered dismally against the panes, and my candle was nearly burnt out when, by the glimmer of a half-extinguished light, I saw the dull yellow eye of the creature open. It breathed hard, and a convulsive motion agitated its limbs. He somehow used the power of the thunderstorm connected to the body of the 8-foot tall monster and zapped him back to life. And then he says, oh, this wretch whom, with such infinite pains and care I had endeavored to form, his limbs were in proportion, and I had selected his features as beautiful, beautiful, great God. Remember, God complex. He's been working so hard in his breathless horror that he's now starting to freak out. Like, ooh, what did I do? This might not be good. And he bolted from his apartment in Ingolstadt and just walked around all night. He slept in the church graveyard of Ingolstadt that he was harvesting corpses from. He had wild dreams. He had the wildest dreams, Shelley says, Victor said. He dreamt of Elizabeth and him having their first kiss. He then dreamt of his holding his mother's corpse and seeing the worms crawling through her corpse and the horror of the form of his dead mother's corpse in his hands. Thought of the miserable monster, calls him a wretch, and then says of his dead mother, he lifted the shroud from her, which, if you don't know, a shroud is just like this. Okay, so that was page 42, 43, 44, 45. As he's walking around, freaking out about this thing he just created using electricity and old body parts, who does he come across? Oh my gosh, it's my best friend Clerval in a stagecoach from Geneva. And good news, Clerval is going to be there, and they're going to BFF in his apartment, and he's going to get to go to college. And then Victor is like, ooh, man, we're going back to my place, and that thing is there. I got to ask Clerval to hang out on the street for a hot minute, right? So he runs up the stairs, page 46, 45. And he goes into his apartment. Remember, for me, orange means I really connect with it, and pink means I'm going to use it for a journal entry. He's not there. He has no idea where he is. Clerval says, man, you look like garbage. What is going on? Are you sick? He's like, no, I've just been working really hard. Remember yesterday? So hard that he can't even send a letter to his family. He basically has a nervous breakdown on page 46. And Clerval becomes his only nurse and nurses him back to health over the period of many, many, many months. He's skinny. He doesn't drink water. He stays up all the time. He's been doing that for 2 years. And Clerval shows to us what a great friend he is. He says he has a nervous fever, Victor does. He yells out, he can tell of Clerval, man, I think he knows. Oh, save me, save me. He has lots of creepy laughter. So Mary Shelley invents the creepy laugh on page 46. Heartless laughter, frightened and astonished. Do not laugh in that manner, Clerval says. How ill are you? What is the cause of all this? But he doesn't give up on him. He's his homeboy. After several months, when he stops doing the creepy laugh, he says, hey man, I got a letter from your boo, Elizabeth. And that ends chapter 5. We now have a fiend, a ghoul, a monster on the loose. This is Mary Shelley. Good afternoon, class.